him make a post with Karima. So all along, I'm sure that he was cheating on me with her as well.
I mean, I'm sorry, but that's not news. They've been friends since high school, and they were hooking up at then.
Oh my. Obed confirmed that Pedro and Karima did date. And to hear that come from his mouth is the confirmation that I never wanted. Crazy for my suspicions. And I actually began to believe him.
You know, I think the question has always been, which family is more delusional? Which family is more of a hypocrite? Which family contradicts himself more? Right now, I'm going to say it's Pedro's family. But you know what, though? As we talk about that, let's just focus on what we just saw right there. And that is Chantel finally finding out that, yes, Pedro did have a relationship with Karima. In fact, it was on and off for several years. They met in school. And it's so sad because this whole time she's been with him, he has only gaslighted her every time she's tried to mention it. Every time she's tried to bring it up. Now, of course, sometimes you can bring up things in the wrong way, but either way, though, I don't think that would have really mattered. Either way, his reaction would have been the same, and that would have been pretty much denying the situation, and of course, gaslighting Chantel. And to be honest with you, the more information that Chantel finds out, the more she's starting to believe and open her eyes that yes, this man may have only been with you purely for the card, never with you for love, nothing else but that. And I can't imagine how crushing that is to go against your family, you know what I mean, to go against all the red signs, red flags, to then find out that once now it's all said and done, all those things that you kind of ignored are now all starting to creep up as skeletons. And the skeletons are saying to you that, guess what? Sadly, he never loved you. Sadly, he used you. Wow. I can't imagine how that feels. Damn.
At the bar, and they were calling you ugly. They were making fun of your hair. They were making fun of your face. They were making fun of your accent in Spanish. And they were even making fun of the fact that at the moment you were already in love with Pedro. So they were like this, you know.
You know, it's good to find out more information to get closure. And it's good to find out more information so you know where you stand and you know how to move or proceed moving forward. But it's also not good because some of the things that you hear can be very, very hurtful. To hear that your man, or someone who you thought was your man, was making fun of you. He was allowing other people to laugh at you. Just because you didn't understand what they were saying. Laugh at your expense. That is cruel. I don't know what's worse, using her for the green card allegedly, or allowing other people to make fun of her just because she fell for you. Heartless, man. The world that we live in, you know. Savage. I do feel for Chantel. I really do. But this is the thing, though. When it comes to Pedro's family, they're the kind of people that they can do the bullying, but when it happens to them, they forget what they did. You know what I mean? It's always about how they've been hurt rather than the hurt that they do. And most importantly, when they hurt, when they go and cause hurt, they always go to an extreme. And that's something that you're going to discover later on in this video.
He didn't write his proposal to me, did he? Tell me the truth. Tell me the truth.
I don't think so.
No, you need to tell me the truth. It seems.
You were in love. You were, you know, truthful to your feelings. You shouldn't be, you know, upset about it.
Like your vows, what about when you proposed to me? And then, like he just told me he didn't care about it and everything. So.
Like I said before, the more she finds out, the worse it gets. Find out that the proposal you was even given wasn't even legit. It wasn't even from him. At the time, it seemed amazing because he did it both in Spanish and English. Really thought of it. So much that she even kept it framed even when they moved in together. To find out the words that he said in those on whatever that was were never real. Meaningless. If you have to find someone else to write things down for you, that means they never came from a place of your heart. They just came from a place of someone else using the logic of saying what is needed. That is cruel, man. Cruel stuff. We live in a world where hurt people keep hurting people. We live in a world where our trauma seems to be getting worse upon worse because there are people that come in with their trauma or with their agendas of just stupidity or whatever, or manipulation, fraudulently, you know, whatever you want to call it, and they don't care about what damage they do to someone else's mental health. They don't care about how that's going to really beat someone down. And then when they get caught, they can't even admit it. They have to keep denying. You know, even if Pedro didn't use Chantel for the green card, he at least owes her some form of closure. You know, something. He at least owes her to give her something that makes her feel not so crap like the way he's left her. Do you see what I'm saying? Now, I'm not saying that Chantel didn't do wrong in the relationship, and I'm not saying her family didn't do wrong in the relationship. I'm just looking at the situation and what it's come to. It's come to a point where Pedro got his green card, he got his job, he's got his money, you know what I mean? And his family's loving it for him. So they're right there just enjoying life and just smiling. Meanwhile, she went against a mother's warnings. And let's be real, you go up against Karen's warnings, you're gonna know about it. You know what I mean? I think it's harder. I think when you're someone that ignores your family, it's a lot harder than somebody that has your family supporting your movement, if that makes sense. Even though her family's there for her and had to support her, it's still that shame, isn't it? And that embarrassment. And I know a lot of people don't like to be embarrassed in this type of context, you see what I'm saying? They don't want to feel shame. They want to feel like their heart took them to the right place, not to the wrong place. Damn.
A ella que la mamá de Chantel fue a Nueva York a encontrarse con él.
Ya sé que.
Fue investigando, a ver los movimientos que estamos haciendo.
Okay.
For years, Karen been chasing me, behind me all the time, trying to get me deported. And now they still, after the freaking divorce, they try to talk to Alejandro about it.
You know what though? I don't agree with the way Karen goes about things and all that kind of stuff. But you know what though? I think personally, there's a part of Pedro where he feels a bit annoyed because I guess they didn't expect Karen to be coming at them the way she is. You see what I'm saying? I feel like there's people in this world that they do certain crimes and they get away with it like that. And then when they finally get attacked, they can't handle it. When they get attacked, they're like, whoa, this wasn't supposed to happen. And then they start all freaking out. I mean, listen, end of the day, Pedro, you came after, you married somebody that you knew had a mum that was hell-bent on anything. Especially when it comes to protecting their children. Especially when it comes to revenge. So I don't know why he's acting so surprised. You know what I mean? But this is the thing though. He keeps talking about how Karen's coming after him for immigration, you know, all them things. But you know what though? Karen coming after him for immigration and fraud and whatnot, to be honest with you, that's nothing. If you ask me, she's not coming after you in a very malicious way. And I say that because you see, when it comes to Pedro's family, when they do things, it's always far worse because they do things they try and do things that makes you doubt yourself. They do things that's going to haunt you. They do things that's really going to try and disturb just your well-being. Look at it this way.
Time, my mom and I visit to a voodoo store, a Botanica, because we want some gift for
The hell is that?
No. Outside. I have my jaw on the floor because it's things that I have never seen before. It looks very demonic. And then there's a coffin in there. I know that this came from Pedro's family.
Someone devises to curse a person or people using black magic. It's very serious. And I just know this has to be something from...
You see? What Karen's trying to do is she's trying to get justice for her daughter being potentially used by a scammer. That's what she's trying to do. Whether or not we agree with her methods, you know what I mean? Whether we agree that she's doing in general, it doesn't matter. What she's trying to do is she's trying to do something that is bringing justice to the fact that her daughter's being used. She doesn't like that. That's why I think Karen is very blind to the fact that the more digging that she does, the more hurt that she's going to, commit towards her child. That's something that she's obviously neglecting, you know what I mean? But that's because she's hell-bent to making sure that, hold on a minute, justice must be served. I mean, Karen is a person of the law, clearly. You know what I mean? She wants answers and she won't rest until she gets them. But you see, when it comes to Pedro's family, though, you're now going to go to a shop and buy some voodoo stuff and then send them over there to scare people like this? For me personally, this is far worse because what they're doing isn't out of trying to get justice. It's not out of trying to get the truth or whatever. What they're doing is just out of spite. Just pure evilness. Pedro keeps talking about, I've been peaceful, I've ignored them, blah, 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 but look what your family's doing, though. Why can't you get your family under control? Now, it may not have been Pedro's idea to do this, but my point is, it's interesting how Pedro can have all these complaints about Chantel's family, but he can never have complaints about his own family. Recognize your family. Your family's messed up. Arguably more messed up than hers. I just feel like Karen's agenda's always been, I want to expose this guy for being a mini player. Lydia and Nicole's one, their agenda is that they're just two horrible people. They just do things out of spite. They do things for sport. There isn't a purpose for their bullying. They just want to be funny. They think they're being funny. They want to poke. At least Karen's had an agenda of why she's behaved the way she has, as well as the family. Because they just didn't believe the BS. If I was Pedro, I would have a hard look at my family and recognize, why do they do these things? Is it because they're in protection over me? Is it really because of that? I mean, I am supposedly the man in the house. I'm the only man here, so shouldn't I be protecting them? And when they do things, do they do things in a way that says that they're protecting me, or they do things in ways that says that or do they do things in a way that says that we are bullying people? That's what I see. I see bullies, 2 bullies. It's crazy though, because a part of me feels like if Pedro wasn't a part of this family of his mum and his sister, a part of me feels like he may have been a better person personally. Because, you know, there's certain things about him that kind of says, you know what, he has got a heart. You know, he is a genuine person. He can be one. But then I look at his mum and his sister and I'm thinking, damn, they're probably the ones that are holding him back from just being decent. Maybe if his family didn't behave the way they behaved, maybe Karen wouldn't think that he was using the daughter. Maybe it was just him by himself. It would have felt like, okay, this guy's genuine. Because sometimes it may not be how we behave that people create a perspective of us. Sometimes it's who we are around. Those people make it look like as if we are this kind of dodgy person. Do you see what I'm saying? Let me know what you're thinking. Peace.